welcome to today's episode of Heart Health with Tracy Renee. I am so super excited that you all have joined us today. And I'm even more excited about today's episode. Of course, as I told you all last time, heart health is not necessarily all related to the organ, the heart. Heart health means today, relationships and how close we hold those to our heart. And I'm even more excited because one of my besties is an in-studio guest today. So sit back, go call all of your girlfriends, and tune in as we talk all things girlfriends today. So welcome back. I told you guys I had a special in-store guest today, and today we've got one of my besties. Michele is here with us today. Now, Michele and I have been friends, as I said, for over 30 years. We went to high school together.
Tell my age.
I don't know about you, but I'm proud of my age.
You do look good now.
We look good for our age. But guys, like I said, Michele and I have been great girlfriends since high school. And honey, I tell you, that has been a wonderful relationship.
Yeah. Healthy.
A very healthy
That's
relationship.
important, yes.
Absolutely. Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's just dive right on in there. So how do you define a healthy relationship?
A healthy relationship is a bestie that will listen. Not judge, at least not right away. Hear both sides of the story, because there's always two sides. So I don't think they should always take a side. I think they should do some research on what part you might have played in whatever it is.
Right.
Also, I think a good relationship with friends is that you don't always have to tell them what's wrong. They should kind of feel what's wrong.
Oh, yes. Good.
When you answer them, when I call one of my good friends, I can tell something's not right. And they may keep saying they are right, but I'm going to keep digging and I'm gonna pull it. And I might even pop up at their house and drive over there with my pillow and my sleeping bag. So that's what I think is a healthy relationship.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You know what? I think also somebody who is in your corner, non-judgmental, somebody that is willing to call you out on your stuff.
Yeah. Softly, sort of.
Oh,
it's a way to do it. You gotta.
It is, but
still tough
if
love.
you are still if you're a true friend, then I think that sometimes you have to have those hard conversations too.
Yeah, that's true. Tough love.
Yeah,
we've got to. Tough love is true. Yeah.
I don't think we've had to have any of those type of.
No, I don't bang my head up against the wall too much anymore. Not at this age, but yeah, still got to hear when I'm not doing my best. I'm not putting my all. Or if I'm complaining about something, she'll let me know. Well, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, and so yeah.
Why does she just make it seem like I just get on?
Because this woman right here, she don't play. She like whatever, but. Always in my corner, always supporting.
Absolutely.
Yes,
we're going to be together till the wheels fall off. So, I posted a question in the Facebook group, and it is about a favorite movie of mine, Waiting to Exhale. And there was an article that I read in the Washington Post, I believe it was, that talked specifically about that movie and the relationships between girlfriends and how there seems to be some sort of divide where women can't come together and have healthy relationships, specifically African American women, for whatever kind of it is sad, for whatever crazy reason that is. And so I posed the question in the Facebook group just to kind of get some ideas and some feel from other women to see what they actually felt about that particular issue. So how do you feel about that?
So what's the question?
See, I'm sorry, friends.
I'm sorry.
They listen to you and then they tune you completely out.
I'm sorry. Say it again. What was the question?
So the question is how, I posed the question in the Facebook group. You read it.
Well, come on.
Okay, and
she my best, and she know my memory is. Boop. Come on, go ahead.
Okay, and so We talked about, okay, so let's talk about the 2 scenes in the movie. Let's do that. Okay, so 2 of the scenes that the article referenced was when Bernie was about to call her husband's mistress. And they were at the party. It was just the 4 girlfriends. And they were at the house, and Bernie picked up the phone and she wanted to call. And there was the one girlfriend that was there that was egging her on. And yeah, you need to call her and tell her da 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 da. But then 2 other girlfriends were like, no, you don't need to do that, Bernie. You know, you're above that. The issue is not with the woman. It's with your husband, you know, at this point. So in that episode, which of those 4 ladies are you?
Though I would want to call and fuss her out, I would probably feel a lot better. Especially in the movie, I think they've been drinking. So, you know, you're a little looser and you're just a little more bold, but that wouldn't be the true me.
Well, one, we don't drink, so that's the first thing.
I mean, but back in the day, you know,
long time
ago. But when you're in that scene, they've been drinking, so it made them a little looser. But me, the woman I am today, even then I wouldn't have called because I was raised like to be a queen and have pride, and my dad would be like, "Don't embarrass me." So in my mind, that would be something that was out of me knowing who I am, like, and being prideful and, you know, looking cool. You always got to look cool, Michelle. So I wouldn't have called her. I wouldn't have called her and given her that satisfaction, or I wouldn't want to feel like silly the next day because he's still going to be with her. So why are you going through all that? I mean, it's a waste of energy. And
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So no, that wouldn't be me. I'd be talking to her. No, don't do that.
You'd be one of the other girlfriends.
No, don't do that. So, what about you, sister girl?
Well, in my former years, I don't know, because on one hand, I would definitely want to tell her off. Yeah. But then on the flip side of that is chances are he may not have said anything to her about me, or she doesn't care. Either way, it's obvious that he didn't want me anymore. Yeah. So I would move on. So I don't know. I would probably be one of the girls that would say, no, we're not doing that. You know, we're going to stop. But I know me. I would be the girlfriend that says, if it's about to go down and you're about to make that phone call, I'm rolling.
Let's go.
I'm rolling with you, and we gonna mess up a couple manicures.
And what we gotta do? Who we gotta talk to? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think we'd have did that back in our high school years.
If she insisted, we gotta go. Yeah, we might roll down on her.
Yeah, but at the age we are now, honey,
let them go.
I'd say. Yeah, we don't have time for that now. But that's funny though. That's funny. So let's talk vulnerability in relationships. How critical is it? Or I don't want to necessarily say critical, but do you think that sometimes women have a problem with other women because they don't like to be vulnerable?
It could be that. I've never been that way. All my besties, they wear their heart on their sleeves too. And we cry at movies and we spill our guts. So
pretty much.
I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. However, some girlfriends that you may have may make you feel that you're oversensitive. And so you may hold back with some certain girlfriends. So you have some girlfriends that you share all the mushy stuff with, and then you have some maybe girlfriends that you don't, because you know they're going to be a little rough on it. You know, it's going to be okay. You know, so you just have to, we all have different types of girlfriends that we talk to maybe about different things. And then you got one bestie, you can tell her everything, cry over and over about the same thing, Yeah. So vulnerability is a very important, vulnerability of your friends is a very important asset for me. I probably wouldn't have a girlfriend if she wasn't vulnerable.
Yeah.
Both ways, I guess.
Yeah. There, we've had a couple of incidences where we had to be vulnerable. And I know for me, it's kind of tough. Well, I'm not going to say it's kind of tough, but it had been tough previously because I'm the strong one. You know, I'm the strong friend, I'm the strong child, I'm the strong sister. And so I tend to try to keep all of that in. But I've had a few instances where I've had to just completely rely on my girlfriends and be able to share that part of me that I was ashamed of. And even recently, you know, in the first episode, I kind of gave them a little feel for me, who I am. And I even shared about my divorce. And so going through that time in my life was very difficult for me and humbling, right? Because I was kind of hesitant to be vulnerable.
And asking for help.
She didn't call me out. But knowing that I have a friend, you know, like Michele, who has, like I said, been in my life for 30 plus years and is not judgmental and has been there to love on me and love me through that mess, has enabled me to even be more vulnerable in those times. And I think that was probably the most vulnerable that I've ever had to be, or ever had to expose myself in the entire years that we've been friends before. You know, it's quite tough. It was
She's
tough.
a tough cookie though, because even when you were going through your valley, because you had girlfriends, and that's why it's so important to have the right women in your life, so that when you are in it, you know, you have a support system, you know, you have a shoulder to cry on, you got support, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional. You know, that's important.
Whew, that's a little heavy. Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break, guys, so stay tuned. Make sure you call your girlfriends and come right on back with us. Welcome back. Thanks again for joining Heart Health with Tracy Renee. As I stated earlier, we have an in-store guest. One of my besties is here with me today, Michele. And we have been friends for over 30 years, guys. So we just got out of a little deep topic. Now let's move on to some little fun stuff. Reality TV shows and drama and girlfriends.
And the depiction of girlfriends on those reality shows are not real.
That is
interesting to watch, though, if you have some wasted time. I'm sorry.
How do you feel about that, though? And just drama, period. Can you think of a time that...
I don't do drama. It doesn't excite me. To be arguing and fighting and, you know, chatting and gossiping a whole lot, that does not excite me. Even when I was younger, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even think we went through that crap when we were in high school.
Really do that. We never fought each other. We didn't call each other.
Although that was an issue at one of her parties.
Oh, I don't remember. She got a memory like that. But like... The relationships now on these reality shows, they're different, but they're not true relationships. We already know that. But I hate when our young people watch that, the young women, and they think that that's what the relationships are supposed to look like, and they don't. Maybe that's why it's so hard to build relationships. Those are not true relationships. Like, we never called each other the names as a term of endearment. Like, what? That was fighting. Now it's like, hey, no. So I think the reality shows kind of mess up our reality of what a healthy relationship should be. For women and for men and women. So
yeah, absolutely right. Definitely. You know what, but you said something that just reminded me. So my mother commented on that post that we talked about on Facebook. And as she talked, it reminded me of the girlfriend relationships that she's had. Okay. There are about 3 or 4 women that have been in my mother's life for 57, 58 years. Mm-hmm. And as she was speaking, well, she wasn't speaking, she was typing, but as I was reading her comment on Facebook, it reminded me and it made me think about the reason that I am now able to sit here with a relationship with someone for over 30 plus years, because my mother modeled that for me. Oh, yeah. I saw that with her and her girlfriends of 50 some odd. I mean, they're like my aunts, right? You know, and so I think when you have something like that, to be able to model,
you know what it looks like,
right? I knew what it looked like,
and how it's supposed to feel.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. And those get-togethers and things. And I can remember an incident that happened years ago. I think I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And there was something that was going on in the house, and one of my mother's girlfriends was over, and she was like, "Oh no, this is how such and such is," you know. And so to be able to sit and be like, "Oh my goodness, she really does love my mother. She's gonna be here for her through thick and thin." I saw when stuff got thin, or thick rather, she was there. And to be able to see that, I mean, all my life. These women have been in her life since before I was born, right? You know, and to still be able to have that and call on those women, you know, and even me now calling on them, or they'll call me sometimes, be like, "Girl, where's your mom? What's going on?" Right. You know, so I think that's something great too. And the fact that you mentioned how girls nowadays are seeing that dynamic with social media and with these reality shows, it's just not a good look, you know. And so I think we as women, especially those of us of a certain age, need to be mindful and model those relationships for our daughters and our nieces, you know, coming up.
And it's funny you said that, like, even now, I have a 17-year-old, and her and her girlfriend sometimes will say things and do things around me, and I go, why are y'all calling each other? You know, even in a playful way, it still rubs me, and I might even correct them. I'll just walk out the room, but I always, you know, they're different, and so we as women have to talk to these young girls too, in my opinion, about how your relationship should be. And so I talk to my daughter all the time. She's kind of hot-headed, kind of standoffish with new girls. And, you know, in our day, you had a party. You didn't even have to know who everybody was. Now it's like, "Oh, I don't know them. I'm not going." I'm like, "Well, how do you meet people?" Right. Like, so it's different. All this social media has kept people, the girls, from really becoming emotionally attached to each other or whatever. I don't know what it is, but even my daughter's different from me. But you just got to keep putting that seed in there. You know, like, this is how it should be. I know this is what y'all doing, but it's not. It's not healthy, you know, and it may not last forever.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
That is so true. Yeah. So true. I can remember when Jasmine was in school, in high school. And of course, my daughter played basketball and played professional as well. And I can remember one season in school, and she said, "Mama, how do I know if somebody really is my friend to be my friend, or if they're wanting to be my friend because of the so-called notoriety that I get, because of who I am as a player to this community?" And one of the things that I had to share with her is that, "Honey, you're going to have to use discernment." And time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're definitely going to have to use discernment. And a true friend, trust me, is going to be there no matter what. And they're going to be there when the accolades are there, when the accolades are gone, at your highest and at your lowest. A real friend is going to be there for you no matter what.
Yes. Yeah, that is true.
That's true. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So, let's talk about that other fun heart topic.
Yes.
Men.
Yes.
Let's talk about the men. So, has there ever been a time in either our relationship, in our relationship or in any other of your girlfriends, your relationships with the other girlfriends, that a man has come between you or tried to,
well, let's see. I know. I will say, remember back in the day, say 13, 14, 15, 16, when you had your little boyfriends, this is something I always remember. When you get that.
I couldn't have a boyfriend.
Oh, well, okay, let's go up. 16, 17, 18. Well, we called them boyfriends. Your parents was like, you ain't got no boyfriend. But we called it that. But anyway, but remember in the day, though, when the boys used to come between the girlfriends, like she would start spending all her time with him and dissing your girlfriends. And I remember that type of coming between, and then you be mad at her. You ain't got time for us no more. And then as soon as he dumps you, then you want to be our friends again. I remember those days, and I would remind even the women now, just because you get a new man in your life, you got to figure out how to juggle both. You just can't disappear.
Yeah,
that is not cool, because eventually your girlfriends will tell you you can't keep coming back and forth. We got to get our love too.
That's right.
And we do, but I've always
started taking for granted at that point.
Yeah,
I think.
But I do understand a new man. You're excited. Yeah. You're gonna spend a lot of time with him, and I totally understand it. But back in the day, that was no. You just can't be disappearing. But currently, as an adult, I've had a few situations where the man or the husband kind of changed the whole dynamic of the relationship, whether, some things going on that she didn't want to share. So she would push you away because he didn't want, your girlfriend to know or get in your business. Yeah. A lot of times guys would use that terminology. I don't want to know our business. It's really not about business. It's about protecting your girlfriend and making sure her head is on straight, because sometimes we get lost in the emotions. And you need somebody to step back and look in and say, you're different, or you don't seem happy, or whatever. So sometimes a man can get in the way of that. But a true, again, girlfriend is not going to give up. She's going to keep making sure and checking in with her friend to make sure you're okay. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to let them go through it as long as they're okay. Yeah. Be there when they finish their little whatever it is. And you put that shot, here you go, baby.
That's right. That's right.
You ready? So
that's right.
That's what I tell my girlfriends a lot. When there's a man issue, I try to stay out of it though.
Yeah, that's
because then the boyfriend don't like you and they think you in the bit. It's just an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I think it is. But you have to be able to, like you said, still be there in the midst. If it's a genuine friendship, and if you truly know that friend and you know their heart, then 9 times out of 10, you know if there's something that's off. And you need to be able to, again, show that vulnerability and be able to step to that friend and say, okay, now I understand that this was the situation, but I need to really make sure that you're okay. I need to know what's going on, because that action that you just displayed was not typical of you.
Or non-action.
Or that too.
Not doing nothing. Like
that too, we can't leave that out, because a non-action is just as bad.
Yes, it is. Yes,
so So, I think that's good.
That's a good one.
That's good.
You still in it, and why, and how long? Yeah. And I'm gonna be here for you, but how long? You know, how long you gonna be in it? That's important. That's a good question to ask them too. Yeah. I do that often. I say, okay, so you've been telling me you're unhappy for 6 months, 8 months. Do you have a time frame? And that's just the truth. Like, how long are you gonna try to make this work? Especially when there's kids involved. So you have to understand, as a bestie, that there are reasons that our women friends, our girlfriends stay, and you have to understand those reasons too. But you got to make sure that they don't deplete themselves trying to save everybody else and staying too long. You got to know when to fold them. Remember that song?
Know when to
hold them. When to fold them. Yeah, my days.
Know when to walk away
and know when to run. It could be a man, a job, a situation. Yes. It doesn't matter. You got to know when to say.
Even yourself.
Yeah. You know? Oh, yeah. Step out the way. Get out of your way. Stop. Yes.
Because, so often we have, as women, we busy. We're doing, going for everybody else.
Yes.
That I think sometimes we forget about
self-care.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's just like they say on the airplane if the plane is going down and the oxygen mask fall, put yours on first so that you can help the next person. When do you step in and say, okay, Tracy, or okay, Michelle, you've been ripping and running too long. It's time for you to take some time out and have some me time or have some girlfriend time to just get away and recharge yourself.
Yeah.
When is it okay for you to do that? Have you done it, and what was the outcome?
Well, I'm going to say I'm bad at self-care. My bestie, she's a spiritual guru. My other bestie that's in Georgia. Mm-hmm. She's a spiritual guru. She'll say, did you take your soaking baths? And I'll be like, no, Bessie, did you put the candles? Did your affirmations and meditation? Have you walked around the block in this? And I keep saying no, and I don't want to say no to her because I know she's just asked me this last week, and I'm still saying no. So I'm bad at self-care.
So
I'm a busybody. I'm a busybody. I don't, that's a good question.
So we're going to work on that for next time.
So that's what besties do. They keep telling me that when you win, and it's only because they're concerned. And they're right. Usually I don't debate with her. I just go, you're right, bestie. I just put my head down. I know.
Yes. On that note, guys, you're right, bestie.
You're right, bestie.
Introducing one of Houston's most trusted cleaning services, Fancy Clean Services. Why choose us? We are 8 years experienced, family owned and operated, and we stand behind our 100% guarantee of satisfaction. Our expertise includes disinfecting and sanitizing, decontamination services, residential and commercial cleaning, auto sanitizing, move in and move out, decluttering services, plus more. And we are now offering 30% off your initial cleaning. Give us a call today at 713-364-5882. Please visit our website, www.fancycleanservices.com.
Welcome back. It has been so much fun today sharing my bestie with you all today. This has been an amazing show. But before we get out of here, I kind of want to just give you a little bit about my girl, Michele. She has a premier cleaning service here in the Houston, Texas area called Fancy Clean Services. And I am thrilled to be one of her customers. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit. So we are like she said, a premier cleaning company. We do general cleanings, we do commercial offices. We just added auto sanitizing because a lot of people are in need of that right now. And then we just added decontamination services. We've always done disinfecting and sanitizing. I just didn't realize that it would become such a big thing now. So not only is it just standard for us now, it is a priority, it is a responsibility. So check us out. Fancy Clean Service, fancycleanservices.com, or you can give us a call directly, 713-364-5882. Fancy Clean Services.
Yes.
Thank
you. Well, Michele, thank you so much for being here with me today. I am so excited that I had the opportunity to share this moment and talk about one of the heart health issues that we all face, and that's relationships and relationships with our girlfriends. So my bestie has been here with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode with your bestie. And if you didn't get a chance to watch it with your bestie, go give her a call now and tell her to watch the replay. Yes. So we'll talk to you soon, guys. Make it an abundantly blessed and powerful day. Yes. Bye.
Bye.